Derry, that wasn't a great start for you, obviously. How's Robert?
We don't know. I think our biggest fear is he's fractured his cheekbone. He's away getting an X-ray just now. In the way the NHS is at the minute, it might not know till Monday. But I think the doctor seems to think he's fractured his cheekbone, and obviously preparing myself for the worst news with him. And then Brad going off with a hamstring, didn't he? We came here a bit depleted as well. The cards were kind of stacked against us. The draw is always going to be difficult when you get Celtic away in the cup. The team lines that came in for Celtic, and I actually imagined that would be it. I think they were full strength really. That's maybe Celtic's strongest team. We thought a few of them would be back for this one and the freshness for it, so we had to contend with that. We were, as I say, we came here with a few injuries. We're hopeful that we will kill McInnes back for next week with Hearts, and we'll get maybe Matty Kennedy back, but we had work to do. Celtic disappointed with the goal, because obviously you expect Celtic they've got the ability to score all types of goals, but to come right through the middle of us and not got enough pressure on McGregor is not good enough, and he's got the ability, as we've seen before, to score from that sort of distance. So disappointed with that. It was always my intention to go man for man second half. You can't do that for 90 minutes against Celtic, certainly not at Celtic Park, but we wanted to try and stop the flow of the game. I was delighted we managed to get an equaliser, and we've hit the bar. It's hard to say on chances created that Celtic never deserved to win the game, of course, but we wanted to try and give him a fright second half and get after him and stop McGregor's influence, which I thought we did second half, to try and get their two centre backs a wee bit more, and I think we did. So I think for the first 15-20 minutes of the second half we certainly gained far more territory, and I just thought our decision making at times let us down in that final bit. But the danger with that, and once Celtic worked it out and the spaces become a bit bigger, the likes of Kuhn, Maeda, Kyogo, they can start to have an influence, and as the distances get bigger, equally the threat gets bigger for Celtic, and they've managed to take one of their chances to finish us off. It should be a foul in the build-up for us. How the fourth official can get it that way, I've seen it back again. There's a foul in Mally Watkins. Trusty's struggling to get there, and he fouls Mally Watkins. That said, they don't even take it for where the foul is. It's 20 yards, and they got quickly out the other side where we're still debating it. So if we're not even going to get a foul, make sure it gets taken from the right spot. And 20 seconds later, it's in the back of our net. Mayo just comes in and overcovers. He thinks Kuhn's going to pull the trigger, and Kuhn, what a top player he is, he slides Maeda in, and the two boys who do brilliant for Celtic normally week in week out had a big part to score in the winning goal, and like I say, it's hard to say on chances created Celtic didn't deserve to win it, but there's acceptable ways of losing a cup tie, and I thought we had that today. I didn't want extra time. Obviously when we lose, we're going 2-1, I want extra time, and we're trying to throw everything at it, but at half time, just with the injury situations at the minute, I think I've got 7 or 8, maybe 9 out with the goalkeeper. We just needed to try and we wanted to try and win the game in 90 minutes, and that's why we were brave enough to try and go and get after it. And I'm delighted with the players' efforts. It's hard not to feel sorry for them, the fact how much they put into the game.
Was there a yellow card, or there was a yellow card? Who was it for?
It wasn't me. No, the crowd all thought it was me, and I was getting caught spot loony. That was Paul Sheeran. It wasn't me. So they weren't as clear with that, but it was no, it wasn't me. I'm a good boy now.
I suppose the injuries to Robbie and then Brad in the first half could have unsettled the team perhaps at points, just given the amount of key players that are already missing, but that certainly wasn't the case. It was such a valiant effort, but also quality and moments on the ball too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you go with two strikers, and sometimes you go with two strikers, particularly come to a place like this where you've got to utilise that, and the reason we wanted to have that was we wanted to try and have a threat to up the pitch. When we didn't want to see teams coming here and the centre halves just stroll in and do what they want, and I've always felt that try and go with two strikers as much as you can here, because if you can get into the spaces on the sides and you have a presence in the box, and I thought we had that with Bobby finding space and getting his finish, with a couple of other moments. Listen, losing Brad, I mean, we've already thought Kel Vassell, our captain. Brad takes the armband, we lose him. Brad was brilliant against Celtic a couple of months ago at Rugby Park against Taylor. But players have got to be ready. The squad, you've seen, it's a bit depleted, and unfortunately for us, we don't really have any resource to actually go in and try and resolve that. We need to go as we are, and maybe being out the cup if we can be a top 6 team and we look back with 10 games time in the league, maybe we can look back that maybe the fact that we're getting the top 6 and getting out of the cup was maybe what we needed to just to concentrate, because it means we can just focus now on the league. I said that to the lads, we've got wins to get in the next 10 games if we want to be a top 6 team, and I want us to be relevant. And to be honest, our cup final now, we're out the cup, has got to be try to get top 6, and we'll work and do all we can to be that team again.
Calvin Ramsey stayed on the bench. Is it just a kind of fitness decision not to?
Not so much that. It was Mayo deals with Maeda brilliant. I see Maeda terrorise fullbacks week in, week out, and he runs short, he spins. I know he gets the winning goal, but Mayo has to overcover, and we're going man for man at that time. There's certain games. Calvin Ramsey, we hope, will be a big player for us. We brought him to be that raiding fullback, attack, give us more attacking threat. But the day's game, we needed a Mayo to deal with Maeda, and I think in the main he did. Obviously gets the winning goal, but I thought, and it's not the tighter game that for us to show our attacking threat as fullbacks. So there's plenty of games and opportunities for Calvin, and I'm conscious of the fact he's not played a lot of games. So I think it'd have been unfair for him to go in this game. But with another few days, next week's training behind him, hopefully, as I say, he'll be more ready for the game at Hearts, because we brought him to play, and I think he's got the quality that can help us.